Walk down any busy street and you will see dozens of glowing screens capturing the exact same moment. But every so often you notice someone standing completely still, experiencing the crowd without recording a single second of it. Modern culture operates on a simple assumption: visibility equals success. If you are achieving your goals or living well, the expectation is that you will document that reality for others to see. When someone leaves zero digital footprint, society jumps to an automatic conclusion. We assume they must be secretive, shy, or perhaps uncomfortable with their own life. However, researchers are finding that digital invisibility is frequently a byproduct of high self-concept clarity, a firm understanding of who one is without needing outside confirmation. This suggests that the choice to remain unseen may not be a lack of confidence, but rather a shift in how that confidence is maintained and where it originates. Social media architecture is engineered to hijack the human brain's natural reward system. Every notification delivers a microdose of dopamine, training users to rely on continuous public applause to feel valuable. This systems model illustrates the internal locus of evaluation. One feedback loop relies on external inputs, like comments, to generate worth. The other is a self-contained internal loop. By asking, "Am I living according to my values?" they establish a steady emotional baseline, unaffected by the unpredictable cycle of digital engagement. When external approval is no longer the target, the urge to broadcast fades. This leaves an emotional state that stays consistent regardless of whether or not a phone is in the room. Creating an online presence forces a person to split their identity into two separate versions: the real-life human and the digital avatar. This diagram shows the idealized self. These two identical shapes slowly pull apart, representing an edited performance separating from reality. Sustaining this requires continuous filtering, which generates decision fatigue and consumes cognitive resources. People with invisible profiles refuse this split. By dropping the performance, their public image and private reality merge back into a single authentic state. Psychological consistency is what happens when you stop managing an avatar and allow your public and private selves to exist as one. Think of a beautiful sunset. There is a specific clarity in experiencing that moment fully, without a camera lens interrupting your line of sight. We fall into a trap called social comparison theory. We take our raw, unedited, everyday lives and measure them against the carefully selected highlight reels of thousands of strangers. Bypassing that comparison trap allows a person to redirect their full, focused attention entirely into the present. They prove that the emotional value of an experience does not rely on being witnessed by the internet. Human psychology is nuanced. Posting photos does not indicate insecurity, and staying quiet online does not make someone a monk. The underlying motivation determines the psychological impact of the behavior. Why a person shares or doesn't reveals more than how often they do it. Frequently, the loudest voices on the feed are broadcasting their success to convince the audience of their worth, hoping that external belief will eventually translate into internal certainty. Ultimate psychological freedom means reaching a state where your identity, your memories, and your happiness are inherently valuable to you alone. They stand independent of any public approval. There is a shift when you step away from the digital stage and return to a reality that exists without the need for a caption. Real confidence is entirely invisible, and the richest lives are ultimately the quietest ones offline.